I used all of your $36,000 savings for Mom's surgery.
What? What happened to your mother?
She's been diagnosed with terminal cancer. It's infuriating. She's only 60. There is no God.
That's worrisome, but what do you mean by my savings?
We need money for the treatment.
That may be true, but why would you use it without asking? How did you withdraw it?
I transferred it to my account through online banking.
The password is?
I found it in the box under your drawer.
You shouldn't take it without permission, right?
Are you weighing life against money?
I didn't say that, did I? You should have consulted me.
You, a money grubber, wouldn't nod unless I did this, would you?
What do you think of me?
I'm going to save my mom's life.
If that's the situation, I don't mind you using the money, but consult me in the future.
You still have your savings from when you were single because of my earnings, right? It's practically my money. Don't act so high and mighty.
What's with your tone? Isn't that too much?
I'm distressed because my mom's life is at stake. You just keep blaming me. Don't you have any compassion?
I'm sorry.
I grew up with just my mom after losing my dad. It's natural to want her to live long, right?
Yes, I want to visit your mother in the hospital too.
No.
Why not?
My mom knows that I used your money. What would she think if you, the person who provided the money, showed up in her room?
Well, maybe she would feel in debt.
No. She'll think you're there to collect and her condition will worsen.
I won't do that.
I'm already full of guilt for what I did to you. If you show up with a "I lent you $36,000 look on your face, it won't help her recovery.
But I think there are things that's easier to ask a woman to do, like bringing fresh clothes or doing laundry, and I want to be of help.
You've already done enough. Absolutely do not contact her, neither by text nor by phone.
Then let me prepare some gifts for her and you can bring them.
I can allow that.
I hope she gets better soon.
You're so carefree.
I didn't mean to be. I'm genuinely worried.
You, who still have both parents alive, wouldn't understand my feelings.
Daniel, don't stress yourself out too much, okay? I'll do anything I can to help.
Then take on more work.
Eh?
It looks like her treatment will take longer. You can never have too much money.
But I'm already working full-time.
You have nights, don't you? How about a job in the entertainment industry?
I've never done that before.
You just make drink and sit around doing nothing. Even an idiot could do that job.
I think it's a difficult job, you know.
Do it.
It might be a bit too much for me.
Oh, so you're not going to help. Let's get a divorce then.
Why does it come to that?
There's no point in being together if we can't help each other. If it were your parents who were sick, I'd work around the clock to pay for treatment.
Alright, I'll look for job listings.
You can start immediately if it's just a trial, so go from today.
That's impossible on such short notice. I need some mental preparation.
I beg you. You are the only person I can rely on.
I understand, but...
I'll be at the hospital for a while, and I don't need meals. Contact me when you've made some money.
Okay. A job in the entertainment industry. I'm extremely introverted, and the last thing I want to do is customer service. I wonder if I can do this kind of night job. I'm Mia, 29 years old. I've been married to my husband for 3 years, but things haven't been going well lately. With his domineering attitude and volatile emotions, I've been feeling at my limit. But if this is due to his mother's illness, perhaps it was me who lacked understanding. Despite Daniel's strict prohibition, I was so worried about my mother-in-law that I sent her a message on text. However, it remains unread. Mustered up the courage to call, but the announcement that the number you have dialed is revealed that it was an unused number. Being avoided to the point of changing her number, I thought we had a good relationship. In hopes of reducing my husband's anxiety, I decided to try a shift at a cabaret club. Sorry, I went for a trial yesterday, but they told me they couldn't hire me.
What?
Perhaps because I was silent for too long, the customers lodged numerous complaints, and I was told to go home after only 2 hours.
What are you doing? Are you really that incompetent?
But I can't just start a high-energy conversation with a man I just met. It's impossible for me.
You get paid even for a trial shift, right? How much?
It was $36.
What? That's not even enough for a kid's allowance.
I'm good at programming, but this is a bit...
You're really useless.
It seems I'm not suited for this. I'll look for another part-time job.
Forget it. I thought this might happen, so I found something for you.
What?
They'll pick you up, so leave the door open.
I don't want to. It's scary.
It's okay. You're good at massage, aren't you?
I'm not especially good at it.
You don't have to talk when you're massaging, so you can do it.
Does that mean...
It's up to you to provide any extra services, but your hourly wage might increase.
No, I don't want to do something like that.
What's a cabaret club dropout doing, acting so high and mighty?
I chose my current job because I'm not good at interacting with people. There's no way someone who spends all day interacting with computers could work in a business that involves dealing with men.
You're just not trying. Break out of your shell.
I can't.
If you go, I get a referral fee.
Who are you dealing with? No matter how much money you need for my mother-in-law, you've lost your sense of judgment.
Stop the nagging. Do as I say.
No, I absolutely won't open the door.
Then I'll have to drag you out. I'll be back soon, so wait for me.
Stop it. The door is being pounded on. I'm scared. Help me.
The noise will stop if you open it.
I'll report you to the police.
See what happens if I get arrested. My mother will be left alone. Who will pay for the treatment? Do you intend to let her die?
That's not my intention, but I have to protect myself.
Everything is for my mother. Money is less important than life, so stop complaining.
This is going too far.
Where the hell did you go? Yesterday the house was locked, but no one was inside.
I jumped out and escaped. Just kidding. Someone helped me.
Who is it? A man?
Stop it. Just because you're cheating doesn't mean you have to suspect me too. I was scared by the loud knocking on the door and went out to the balcony, and the neighbor called out to me. When I briefly explained the situation, they told me to come over from the balcony.
Damn, you escaped to the neighbors?
We're close enough to share gifts from our parents and share with each other. You suddenly said not to have neighborhood interactions, so I kept quiet.
It's the one on the right, isn't it?
Yes, Mr. Wilson.
Hey, his wife should be in the hospital now. So does that mean her husband helped you?
That's right. But why do you know about his wife's hospitalization?
No. I met Wilson's husband in the elevator and he said something like that.
He said he hasn't told anyone, only their parents and I know.
Oh, maybe it was just my imagination. I might have seen him at my mother's hospital.
That's it. But I'm worried about your mother.
That's right. She's having surgery again and it's costing a fortune.
Oh, wait a second. There's someone who wants to talk to you.
Who? I'm busy taking care of my mother.
What are you doing? I didn't have surgery.
Who?
Your mother is in perfect health.
Mom?
Mia unusually called home last night, and when I talked to her, it turned out to be a huge mess.
Listen to this.
My phone was malfunctioning, so I asked you to fix it, but you unilaterally canceled it. We don't have Wi-Fi at home, so I can't use text, and I can't contact anyone, and I was in trouble.
I thought the smartphone, the electromagnetic waves are not good for you, so I canceled it for your health.
Nonsense! Who said I have cancer? Where am I terminal? It's your brain that's about to end, you idiot son!
There's a reason for this. I'll explain it properly.
I don't care about that. The fact is you lied. Instead of apologizing, you just make excuses. I don't remember raising such a son. It's really pathetic.
Mom,
I'll switch to Mia. Talking to you makes my fingers itch.
don't say that.
You're probably wondering how I found out, huh?
What's going on?
I got help from our neighbor, and while talking, I found out that his wife was hospitalized.
Ah, I see.
Apparently, there's been a man who is not her husband visiting her room frequently. It seems this came from a nurse's gossip.
Really?
That man was you, wasn't it?
That's impossible, right?
The husband was letting you hang around to gather evidence.
Did he know about this?
I had my suspicions too. You used to at least greet me, but suddenly you told me not to talk to you anymore. I sensed something was off.
I'm sorry, I've been having an affair with the wife next door.
So you admit it. You used my $36,000 on that woman.
What could I do? She doesn't have long to live. Her husband hesitates to provide her with the best medical care. I had no choice but to do something.
You've been deceived, haven't you?
Wait, what?
The neighbor's wife is only hospitalized for a simple stomach ulcer and hemorrhoid surgery.
That's not true. She has cancer, stage 4.
Even if that were true, she has substantial insurance, so the cost of treatment isn't an issue. While in the hospital, she got hooked on online casinos because she was bored. She spent all the household savings on it, and now she's broke.
Are you serious?
So she can find you, her affair partner. She must have thought that she could squeeze money out of you if she said she had terminal cancer.
That damn woman.
You loved her, didn't you? Is it okay for you to speak about her like that?
If it was just for money, it's a different story. Maybe the thrill of doing something dangerous between neighbors was fun.
But an affair is an affair. The video of you two getting intimate in the hospital bed, the husband is apparently going to share it with me as well.
Delete it immediately.
What? After having an affair, what's with that attitude?
You're suspicious too. You were together with the neighbor's husband late at night. We can guess what you were doing. You were having an affair too, weren't you?
Don't group me with a piece of trash like you.
I'm going to sue you too. It's no surprise that you're a suspect, going into a man's room.
There was another person there, so nothing happened like you're imagining.
Who was it?
It was my mother-in-law. I was so scared of being found and taken away that my legs were shaking and I couldn't walk. I called my mother-in-law's house and she came to pick me up right away. I slept at my parents' house. Is there a problem with that?
I thought you stayed overnight.
Actually, I've followed you before. I wanted to find my mother-in-law's hospital room.
What the hell are you doing?
Then it turned out to be the neighbor's wife's room. For a moment I thought, what? But I still believed somewhere that she's a neighbor. And you might have just stopped by while visiting my mother-in-law. I also thought I shouldn't tell her husband and make a big fuss. But everything was revealed yesterday and I feel relieved.
You're wrong. You know there's a difference between an affair and being serious, right?
You had an affair and you were serious, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't go into debt to support her.
Why did you?
You're a diligent Yakuza. While you came to kidnap me from our apartment, you dropped a leaflet in the mailbox that said you lend money.
Are they idiots?
So my mother-in-law called them. She asked what relationship they had with you.
You're lying.
You tried to make me do shady work to pay back the debt. That's terrible.
What can I do? The interest is mounting.
You borrowed $140,000.
I borrowed $36,000. The rest is interest. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. Do what you want. But you're definitely giving me back my $36,000.
Let's work hard together.
What?
Aren't a husband and wife supposed to support each other during tough times?
Who put me in a painful situation? I thought it was good and I became a hostess, but I was scolded for being useless. Do you know how hard it was?
I'm sorry, so let's start over.
Go away.
Don't say such a thing.
Pay me compensation and disappear.
Mia,
even my mother-in-law says she's cutting ties with you. You can live your life being chased by the gangsters. Don't ever show your filthy face to us again.
I don't want that.
The woman next door was discharged from the hospital soon after, and when she returned home, her room was empty. Seeing the divorce papers and compensation claim on the table, she seemed to have realized everything. She was billed for $100,000 in compensation and misuse. And she's working at a cabaret club where I was turned out for an audition. She got the job. It's frustrating. Daniel borrowed money at a high interest rate again, paid me back my stolen savings and $57,000 in compensation, and submitted a letter of resignation to his company. And after that, he disappeared without a trace. A never-ending debt of nearly $220,000. I don't know much about that world, but I guess I'll never see him again in my life. I think my mother-in-law is sad about losing her son, but we occasionally go out to eat. I heard that the neighbor's husband started keeping a dog in his new apartment. There are hard times, but all you can do is move on. I'll keep looking forward and doing my best. That's terrible, Stella. Why didn't you invite me to today's wedding? We're dear childhood friends from kindergarten. What? It's just unbelievable. Ever since I heard that you were getting married, I've been looking forward to it all this time. And yet, I'm the only one who didn't get an invitation. Wait a minute, Anna. Why are you angry? Huh? Of course I'm angry. You've invited all our friends to today's wedding. Why didn't you invite me? Well, I got a reply that you were unable to attend. What? I did send an invitation to our wedding, Anna. But you responded that you couldn't attend right away. So why am I the one who has to be scolded? What's this about me not being able to attend? I didn't receive the invitation in the first place. What on earth is going on? I definitely sent it and immediately received a reply from you that you couldn't attend. You wouldn't forget that you had replied, would you? But I don't remember at all. I really don't remember replying like that. There's no way I'd miss my dear childhood friend's wedding. What on earth is going on? From now, we can't make headway like this. I'm sorry, but can you come here right away? The wedding is over, but there's an after party at a different venue. There's no way I can do that. I didn't know today was your wedding. I'm currently on a trip to Chicago. What? You're in Chicago? It's an anniversary trip with my boyfriend. While I was on the move, I happened to check social media, and I saw a girl who was attending your wedding post about the ceremony. That's how I found out about your wedding today. It's impossible to rush from Chicago, and it's an important anniversary trip with your boyfriend. It's mysterious and sad how this happened. But let's enjoy today's wedding and anniversary trip. When things settle down, Why don't the two of us go out for a meal? That's true. There's nothing we can do. I'll contact you when I get back. Let's go for a meal and find out why this happened. You're a dear childhood friend to me too. I never intended to exclude you. Please believe that.
Hey, I heard about it. Your wedding ended in a terrible way. Such a pity that your long-awaited wedding was ruined.
What? Jace? Why do you, my ex, know about my ceremony today?
I just happened to hear it from an acquaintance. So I heard that your precious wedding was ruined. Well, even though we broke up, you're a woman I once fell for. It pains me to hear that such a woman had a sad wedding.
Huh?
Your dear childhood friend didn't attend your wedding, and all the other friends you invited canceled at the last minute. Apparently, they got the date and location wrong. Wow, it's too tragic to laugh at.
Wait!
In the end, it's too crazy that there were 0 guests from the bride's side. It's the first time I've heard of a wedding where the bride is so pitiful. If you want to cry, I'll lend you my chest as your ex.
I don't need your chest. Besides, my wedding went smoothly without any issues. Many friends came to the event and it was not ruined at all.
What? Many of your friends came? Didn't they all cancel?
No, none of them canceled. So why did you, Jace, think my wedding was ruined? You said you happened to hear it from an acquaintance. But who told you such a story?
No.
Or maybe you were the one who wanted to ruin it. Actually, I received a lot of messages from the friends I sent invitations to. After they received the invitations, they received emails changing the venue and schedule, and they were wondering if these were really emails from me.
What?
Apparently, they were sent in my name, but from an unknown email address, so they were suspicious. My friends are very responsible, so they properly confirm things like this.
Really? So no one fell for the fake email?
A fake email? You were the one who sent that email, Jace. I was busy preparing for the ceremony until the last minute, so I didn't have time to look for the culprit. So I had no choice but to leave it be. I never thought the culprit would contact me.
You bastard. I wish at least a few people had cancelled. It's boring that no one fell for it.
Boring? Why did you do such a harassment? With one misstep, my wedding could really have been ruined.
The wedding of a woman who dumped me can be ruined. It should be ruined, you idiot.
Huh?
I was planning to get back together with you as usual, but you started dating another man without even refusing me. And you're even getting married. What a joke. A loose woman like you deserves to have her wedding ruined.
I told you when we broke up, didn't I? I was tired of breaking up and getting back together over trivial fights. I made it clear that this time we're really breaking up. And yet, you selfishly expected a reunion and got angry. What a selfish person you are.
Shut up. You found a new boyfriend just a month after breaking up with me. You must have been cheating with the groom. You just switched from me to the groom, you loose woman.
Don't insult me and him. I met him and started dating after I broke up with you.
Who could believe such a lie? So I thought I'd punish you a bit. That's why I sent emails pretending to be you, and even sent a reply of absence pretending to be your childhood friend Anna.
Wait a minute. Speaking of which, how could you send an absentee reply? I can understand if you pretend to be me and send emails to everyone, but how did you steal the invitation from my childhood friend?
It's easy. Because I'm Anna's boyfriend now. I can go to Anna's house anytime. And it's easy to steal a wedding invitation from her mailbox in advance.
What? Jace is Anna's boyfriend?
I was pissed off that you started dating another guy right after me. I thought you would be jealous if you knew that I was dating your precious childhood friend. And you would immediately dump your new guy.
What?
And yet, you ignored my feelings, and decided to get married in no time. I was stunned when I saw your wedding invitation. but I soon came up with a way to ruin your ceremony. I thought I'd annoy you a little bit. Well, unfortunately, my harassment ended in a big failure.
You must be kidding! You approached my precious childhood friend for such a silly reason?
Oh, but rest assured, at first I was just using her, but now I'm taking care of her in my own way. Who would have thought that she works for a big company and makes more money than me? On top of that, she's the type who serves me devotedly, so I like her.
Huh?
I approached her childhood friend in hopes of getting back together with you or ruining your wedding. Now, I'm just lucky to have scored such a great woman. So nice to meet you as your childhood friend's boyfriend. I have no more feelings for a loose woman like you. I'm frustrated that I couldn't ruin your wedding, but I don't care anymore.
I don't care about you anymore either. So let's break up, Jace.
What?
Wow, I can't believe you're Stella's ex-boyfriend. And you didn't even like me, you just wanted to use me. I can't believe I couldn't attend my precious childhood friend's wedding because of a jerk like you. This is the biggest stain on my life.
Oh, is that... Could it be Anna? No way, right? Anna is on an anniversary trip with me in Chicago right now.
Sorry, Jace. I've already snuck out of that anniversary trip. Somehow I managed to hop on a plane, and just now I made it to the after party.
What?
I was a bit late for the after party, but I'm glad I was able to attend my precious childhood friend's wedding like this. I really wanted to say congratulations on her wedding day.
Huh? What do you mean you snuck out? You were next to me just a moment ago, right? Chicago and New York are not distances that can be traveled in seconds, right?
So you didn't even notice that I had snuck out? Well, I guess if you're constantly fiddling with your phone, you wouldn't notice that I had quietly disappeared from your side.
Why would you leave me and go back to New York? Today is our important anniversary trip.
What anniversary trip? You just didn't want me to find out about Stella's wedding. So you took me along, didn't you? You kept telling me to turn off my phone, because you wanted me to focus on the trip today. I had a feeling something was suspicious.
Oh no, that's...
And yet, you were constantly looking at your phone during the trip. You were collecting information about Stella's wedding being ruined, weren't you? It's not fun to go on an anniversary trip with a boyfriend whose mind is elsewhere.
I'm sorry for constantly touching my phone, and that I didn't want you to find out that I had sent an absentee reply on your behalf. So I'm not lying when I say I took you on this anniversary trip. But I wanted to celebrate our anniversary in my own way. It's cruel to leave without saying anything.
Oh, so you did have the intention to properly celebrate your anniversary. So it was the worst anniversary trip ever. It was the right decision to cut off such a boring trip and go home quickly.
What? Boring? This trip? I wanted to make you happy, Anna, so I took you with me. Why would you say something so harsh?
Look, I'm not going to be happy just because you brought me to Chicago. I was looking forward to it because you said you had planned an anniversary trip. I was excited about what kind of trip plan it was, but as soon as we arrived in Chicago, you asked me, where do you want to go? I'm not going to be happy with a trip that has no plan.
What?
At least you could have picked up some recommended spots. It was really just a trip with no plan. And you weren't even looking for recommended spots with me. You were constantly on your phone worrying about Stella's wedding. And on top of that, you said you hadn't even booked a place to stay. What's fun about an anniversary trip like that?
Well, I thought it would be better to decide based on the atmosphere at the time.
That's bullshit. Then when I suggest that we at least stay somewhere nice, you started saying that a room for a few $100s was too expensive for a mere half-year anniversary. The moment you said a manga cafe is fine, right? My love for you cooled off. So rather than wasting time in a place like this, I decided to rush to my precious childhood friend's wedding.
So you left me and went back to New York alone?
The anniversary trip was terrible, and you were only dating me for utilitarian purposes in the first place. I can't deal with such a horrible, terrible man anymore. So please break up with me as of today.
Wait, Anna. Sure, I had lingering feelings for Stella at first, and that's why I wanted to use you and dated you. But now I really do love you, Anna.
But I don't love you, so it's impossible. Goodbye.
You.
Your casualness and stinginess in trying to finish off the anniversary trip in a manga cafe. And you seem to have had a lot of fights with Stella too. It seems that the reason for your breakup was because of that, right?
What do you mean, stingy? I just like to do things as economically as possible.
Then you understand my feelings, right? It's not at all beneficial for me to date you. So I'm breaking up with you. Goodbye.
What the hell are you going to do, Stella? Because of you, I was dumped by Anna.
Huh? Don't blame it on others. You were dumped because of your dishonest actions.
Shut up. In this case, you should take responsibility and get back together with me.
Why does it suddenly come to that? Moreover, I just had my wedding yesterday and I'm already a married woman. There's no way I'm going to get back together with you.
Damn it. Well, if it comes to that, at least give me some money. Because of you, I can't get back from Chicago as it is.
Huh? What do you mean you can't go back? Just hop on a plane and come back normally.
Even if I wanted to get on a plane, I don't have a way to get to the airport. When I looked into my wallet to go to the airport, there were only a few dollars. I can't get on the train or the taxi.
Then why don't you walk?
How big do you think Chicago is? I'm currently in Millennium Park, but it's about 12 miles to Chicago Midway International Airport. That's a distance I'd only reach after 5 hours of walking.
Is that all? If you put your mind to it, you can manage that.
Don't mess with me. It's snowing out of season here. Are you telling me to walk alone in this for 5 hours?
Oh my, that must be tough. But I don't have any ties or obligations or sentiment for you anymore. Do your best not to catch a cold.
What? Wait, are you seriously not going to help me?
Of course not. Even though it was just an attempt, you tried to ruin my wedding. I don't have a heart as broad as Barhivita's to help such a person.
Is that so? Then can you at least tell Anna about the situation for me?
Huh? You should contact her yourself.
Actually, I haven't been able to contact her at all since yesterday. But even though we broke up, it's only been one night. And like you, she must still have feelings for me. She'll definitely help me, I'm sure of it.
If that's the case, you should give up. Sorry, but it seems she doesn't have any feelings or lingering affection for you anymore.
What?
It seems Anna has a date with the next guy today. I don't think that she even has 1 millimeter of affection left for you.
What? The next guy?
At the after party of my ceremony yesterday, she seems to have hit it off with a friend of the groom. So she's going out on a date with him today. She even contacted me just to thank me for the wonderful encounter.
What? What the hell? She's moved on too quickly. To go on a date with another guy right after breaking up with me?
It's you who's slow to move on. So stop relying on your ex-girlfriends. Then do your best to walk.
Wait. It's really impossible in this weather. But if I miss my flight, I don't have the money to buy a new plane ticket. Please, Stella. I promise I'll pay you back right away. At least lend me the train fare.
If you miss your flight, just hitchhike. So do your best on your own. And afterwards, it appears that Jace managed to make it back home by walking and catching his flight. He was heard grumbling to friends and acquaintances. All my ex-girlfriends are trash. All women are just frivolous. However, stories of his terrible anniversary trip and my wedding disruption have already spread far and wide. Instead, he's being distanced by his friends and acquaintances, who say, "How can you speak like that with such disregard for your own actions? You really disappointed us." Even now, when he invites friends to hang out, it seems no one responds. As for my childhood friend Anna, it seems she's been having successful dates ever since. I'm glad I had the courage to break away from the trip. Otherwise, I wouldn't have met such a wonderful person. She cheerily gushes every time we meet.